Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're all having a great and wonderful day. Well, we're going to be talking about the actual Dow being tumbled 1,000 points, how the company has pretty much crashed, and also showing on how Kamala Harris doesn't have really a plan on how to deal with inflation because this is one of the biggest things that people are complaining about, and she has no idea or any conception on how to fix it. And we're going to be going over that. But first, we're going to be talking about exactly on the economy and how bad it's actually collapsed. We have this from CNBC saying, Dow tumbles 1,000 points, S&P 500 posts worst day since 2022 in global market sell-off live updates. So again, it goes on to say stocks fell sharply on Monday, with the Dow Jones Industrial Average posting its worst day in nearly 2 years, as worries over the health of the U.S. economy sparked a global market sell-off. The Dow dropped 1,000 points, or 2.6%, to end at 38.7 million. The Nasdaq Composite lost 3.4% and closed at 16 million, while the S&P slid 3% to end at 5.1 million. The blue chip Dow and S&P 500 registered their biggest daily losses since September 2022. Japan's stock market posted its worst drop since Wall Street's Black Monday in 1987, contributing to fears of global turmoil in the markets. So, yeah, this is not looking very good here, and we're going to be going off of this too as well. These are the actual global markets, and they're all down. PTR down. Google, which is also Alphabet, calls down. Lucid Group, down. NVIDIA Corporation, down. K, down. All these things are completely down here, guys, by a good margin, by the way. And what I find crazy too, by the way, Google, I know what's more intelligent for you. If you're going to be supporting these, the Democrats, right? If you're going to be supporting these group of people, why would you actually go and support Kamala Harris that has no idea on how to solve the inflation, has no idea on how to fix the actual problem that's been going on in our country, and why would you go and support her when obviously she's going to make your company worse, whereas Trump is going to make your company better by comparison? Which means you would be able to keep your power if you were to vote for Trump and support Trump and invest into Trump. But of course, you're going to go and censor Trump and all these other things on the assassination attempt, which indirectly is hurting yourself. It's like you're stabbing yourself consistently while understanding that to make sure that you keep on losing. I don't understand the logical consequence. You made this billion-dollar company, but you end up making the dumbest decisions for your company in the long term. It's actually insanity. So, I don't know what's going on here. Every company is practically down. However, you know what's not down here? You know what's not going down is this. Tech versus military industry complex. NTC, AMD, Microsoft, Tesla, Alphabet C, aka Google, are all down. They're all down. Oh, but go to look at this. The military industrial complex. Lockheed, Bay Systems, Halliburton, Oshkosh, Halliburton's actually going down, but all these military complexes, they're all up, guys. They're all up for you guys to enjoy. So hopefully you understand that what this means, that the military complexes are making a fortune. They want World War III so they can keep on getting that money, while the rest of the American people are going to have to suffer for it, right? They're going to have to suffer for the insane things that are going on in our country because they want war and they want that money from war. So, of course, they're gonna, that's what's going to go on here. But we have this from Next Order saying, just in President Trump on the Kamala crash. Star markets are crashing. Jobs numbers are terrible. We are heading toward World War III, and we have two of the most incompetent leaders in history. This is not good. And I don't know why, guys, but I had this burning, sickening feeling, something in my chest, that I feel like Kamala Harris is just going to win. I don't know why. I thought about this about, I think, late last night and then even today. It's still running in my head. I still think for some odd reason, even though it shouldn't be possible in any regard, that Kamala Harris is going to win the presidency if his country is just going to be doomed forever. That's what I am thinking here. I'm not trying to be negative Nancy. I'm not trying to be like, oh, we're doomed. That's just it makes me more enthusiastic to want to have to go and spread out my word, get my name out, try to get things to let everybody know on the reality of what's going on. That's the reason why tomorrow, or if not this week, early this week, that I'm going to be showing exactly what Kamala Harris is doing, because I have to prevent this from happening. I cannot let the good American people, my friends, my family, to actually suffer under this type of democratic rule where they will be way harder to survive, their rights will be obliterated, and all that, so I have to try harder in order to stop this. So, again, we have this here from the Wall Street, from the New York Post saying, Wall Street bloodbath. Dow, Nasdaq plummet as renewed recession fears trigger global sell-off. So it goes on to say here, Wall Street's main indexes nosedived on Monday as fears of the United States tipping into recession following weak economic data last week rippled through global markets. Now, guys, I want you guys to make this painfully understand this here. As the U.S. enters closer to recession, enters closer to an economic fallout, we're going to get closer to World War III. The reason why that is because the countries that see us as our enemy are going to use that to attack the U.S., to start wars across the world. So that way, because the U.S. doesn't have the influence or the power or the financial stability to defend other countries and other stuff like that, to go against them. And let me put this in another perspective as well. When you start at war and you don't have the financial capability to fund wars to defend people, it's going to be an extra issue, right? Because when you go into war and you go spend huge amounts of money, who has to pay for all that spending that's going on? It's the American people, and that means the American people are going to have their taxes raised so our country can pay for this war, which makes inflation go up and makes everything more expensive, which makes everything crash down harder on the American people. That is the case, and if this keeps on going here, it's going to be a huge problem. Our country may very well be attacked by China or Russia or any of their enemies that hate us, and we could easily lose our country from another country just because we don't have the financial stability. This is how serious this is. It's not a funny and laughing matter outside of our rights. We could very well be in our own war. Thousands to millions of people are dying in our country due to not just famine or other things, but just due to the fact that other countries are going to invade us. So that's the huge issue that we have here. And of course, we have huge 6.4 trillion global stock market meltdown could be just the start of trade fear along with AI. So, again, it's not doing good here. A huge 6.4 trillion global stock market meltdown could be just the start, traders fear. And all that. So this is not looking good here at all. It's a huge problem. We have this from Raw Alerts saying multiple brokerages, including Charles Schwab, Fidelity, Vanguard, TD Ameritrade, E-Trade, UPS, CenturyLink, and Interactive Brokers are currently down and reporting errors amid market crashes. To see YouTube posts on top of yours was pretty fitting and quite hilarious. So, again, this is not good. And we have this here saying job growth totals 114,000 in July, much less than expected, as unemployment rate rises to 4.3%. And of course, we have Kamala Harris here saying that the job growth is good, or this is Bidenomics, this is the good thing and all that. So without further ado, guys, let me show you the actual clip of Kamala Harris saying that our country has a good job market here, where everything is A-okay.
By many indicators, our economy is the strongest in the world. But while inflation is down and wages are up, prices are still too high. You know it and I know it. Gentlemen and everyone else, that is called Bidenomics. That is called Bidenomics, and we are very proud of Bidenomics.
Yeah, so as you can see there, it seems that Kamala Harris is saying the job market is good. Well, how is that possible, guys? How is that possible when our market just crashed and everything is just going down? I mean, look at this, guys. Look at this. This isn't a sign of the job market or any of or even the economy doing good at all. This is a huge problem where the whole market is crashing, and this is an issue. Now, let's go and tackle Kamala Harris on saying what her plan is she's going to do to stop the inflation and save this country from a further downfall to this situation here. This is what she says. It's actually insane.
What else are you going to do to fix this problem with inflation?
All right, thank you. Well, let's start with this. Prices have gone up, and families and individuals are dealing with the realities of that bread costs more, that gas costs more. And we have to understand what that means. That's about the cost of living going up. That's about having to stress and stretch limited resources. That's about a source of stress for families that is not only economic, but is on a daily level, something that is a heavy weight to carry. So it is something that we take very seriously, very seriously. And we know from the history of this issue in the United States that when you see these prices go up, it has a direct impact on the quality of life for all people in our country. So it's a big issue, and we take it seriously. And it is a priority, therefore.
See, she says a lot of gibberish. Again, as I would say, word salad. Because you said, like, okay, this is an issue, this is what the problem is, this is the impact of what's happening on the American people, and this is our priority. But the question was asked, what are your plans to solve the inflation problem? You didn't say on how you were going to solve the inflation problem. Not once. So tell me on how you're going to solve the inflation problem. This is what the American people want to know. You stating that this is what it is to say about the whole inflation or how this is impacting people. Yes, we know it's impacting people. Yes, we know that this is a problem for the American people and how and our job market is not great. But how are you going to fix it? Trump says that he was going to fix it by doing tax cuts, doing less spending and stuff like that to make sure that the economy goes great. And also, no taxes on tips. So that being said, if that is the case, then that's already helping the American people tremendously, whereas you're wondering aimlessly and we don't know what you're doing, what your plan is, Kamala. So again, this is bad. Our country is in an economic downfall, possibly going to head into a really bad recession, and we need to vote the right person in. And that the only person right now is Donald Trump. Because again, Kamala Harris does not have a solution. She has not told us a solution on how to fix the problem, on how she's going to fix the problem. So, and it's just a whole bunch of word salad. So, I don't know about you guys, but I think that Trump might be the best solution unless Kamala Harris tells us what her solution is. Alright guys, that's it for the video. Like, subscribe, share. As always, take care, my friends.
I'm disgusted by what I see in public. Even people closest to us can't be trusted, 'cause it's algorithmic disease, the social media.